Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about why your ex keeps checking your stories.
Oh, you always see their name on that viewer list.
Well, that's the only name you really care about when you're going through it. Let's be honest. There could be 500 people that look at the stories and you're only looking for one. And, obviously if they're looking, you're really going to obsess about it. And you're just thinking, why do they keep looking if they don't want to be with me? Mm-hmm. I don't understand why they keep watching, especially, and you're looking to see how fast they look too.
Oh yeah. Or if they rewatch it. Now with Instagram, it's if you rewatch it, your name goes back up to the top of the list.
Really? Yep. That's a new one.
You got to get with the program.
I didn't know
Craig.
that one.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one yet.
It's new.
Okay.
Newer. No, I might.
Well, they keep changing things. Now it's like you don't know if iPhone has you blocked. People are telling me that the message says delivered anyway, even if you've been blocked.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, you got to get with the program.
We're learning things all the time about social media and texting and technology when it comes to breakups and exes.
Yeah, there's so much, and they're constantly changing things, so you'll hear new things. And you got to make a mental note of it. You're like, okay, this is what's new on WhatsApp or on Facebook, Instagram.
Did you know it alerts your ex if you Google them too?
I did know that.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't.
Every one of you just had a heart attack.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that are always changing with social media, so it'll really make you crazy. Because you're wondering, like, why? I don't understand. If they don't want to be with me, why do they keep looking? Why are they? And so now that we know they're gonna go back to the top of the list. Well, that's a new one. Now that can even make you crazier, right?
Yeah.
So you find yourself constantly checking why or when they're checking and how fast they're checking. Oh, they were in the top ones. They're always in the top few minutes. They're always in the top. Why? We're going to talk about that today.
Yep. I want to start out by saying curiosity is a powerful thing. And we also talk about attachment being a very powerful thing. In a video we just filmed, we talk about how physiologically we remember the sound of our partner's voice. We remember the way that they smell. We remember such details, and we also have very strong associations with them. Like we associate certain memories or certain TV shows or certain songs or certain smells with them. And so attachment is something that is really deeply powerful, and it can be really hard to forget a person. And so it's normal and natural for us to be curious about somebody that we were that close with. Yep. It's normal and natural for us to be curious about what's going on in their life now when we were that close to someone. So if there is an ex that's checking your story on the most simplistic level, there could be that curiosity of what you're up to. It could be a way to kind of maintain some kind of tether to you on a very low, I want to make that clear, very low effort, because it doesn't take a lot of effort to view a story, in a very low effort plane to feel that connection to you. And biologically, we're wired to feel connection and safety together. We feel safe when we feel connected. And so them having just a tiny, tiny window into what you're doing or what you're up to can bring them that sense of, okay, I know what's going on. I feel a little bit more in control. I feel a little bit better. Curiosity is powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the thing that you're overwhelmed with is, are we going to get back together? Does this mean they want to get back together? Some of you get pulled right into it and you'll start posting to see if they're going to watch, and you're deliberately being passive aggressive or posting songs or things to, he's a narcissist and stuff like that. Don't play those kind of games. You got to have emotional self-control here. Okay. The other thing is that, just because they're watching, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to want to reconcile. Maybe they're thinking about it. Maybe they're not in the place where they're thinking about it yet, but it's hard to say, right? Every situation is so unique and so different. Some of your exes are checking the temperature to see what's going on with you. Are you posting songs about that they know are towards them, or memes, or, relationship advice? Whatever it is, you got to be careful with that stuff. You don't want to post those things because, believe it or not, it's going to tell them more unconsciously about where you're at and what you're doing. But they're wanting to know, have you moved on? Are you dating somebody new? What's going on with you? They can't help but be curious in many, many situations.
Right. And that anxiety goes hand in hand with that curiosity sometimes. When it has been a moment since the breakup, now that thought of if there is someone new in the picture starts to come up. Have they also moved on? Meaning, have you also moved on and they've kind of lost their chance to reconnect if that was something that they wanted to do? So their anxiety can start to creep up as there's more space being created. There could also be, just on another very human level, that concern for you. It's difficult to break up with someone that you are so closely connected with and that you love. And so for them, they could be feeling concerned for you and wanting to see if you're okay by peering at your stories and being like, okay, is this person, being social? Are they isolating? Are they distraught? What's going on in the world of them? Are they okay? So it could be also guilt driven for them to want to see what's going on in your life.
Yeah. So what do? It's tough. Ideally, you want to prioritize your peace. And that's not what you want to hear, right? Because you care more about them in many ways when you're going through it than you care about yourself. And so you care more about where they're at and what they're doing than, am I okay? Am I handling this okay? How's my mental health? Am I struggling with anxiety, depression? You know what I mean? So ideally, you want to make yourself the focus and making sure that you're okay. But, if you keep posting to see if they look, you're just going to cause yourself anxiety. Either if they look, you're going to get anxious. If you don't look, you're going to get anxious. And you're going to be hope searching, where you just keep looking to see what they're doing or if they're looking. And for some of you, you might want to, remove the app from your phone and give yourself a break, even if it's for a couple months, because it's more challenging to maybe log in through your laptop or whatever. You have the phone in your pocket all the time. It's easy access.
Yeah, we want you to be honest with yourselves. We want you to think about the way that you're handling this breakup. And if you find that you're prioritizing that viewer list, if you find that you're taking a good chunk of your day just to see if they've viewed your story or if they liked it or if they responded to it and posting new things and that consuming a lot of your mind, take a break. Because that is not handling the breakup well. That's being obsessive. That's focusing on one tiny detail to feel a semblance of control when you feel out of control. And there's, tons of videos on our channel for you to watch to be able to help heal through this breakup and improve your skills in a relationship. That would be much better worth your time. We understand that anxiety drives a lot of this. And so you might not want to look, but you might feel compelled to. We got to start slowly but surely, easing away from these habits. So doing what you can, even if it means deleting the app, putting some barriers between you and that. And then also, something we talk about is filling up your time with real connection, connecting with people. A lot of times we're driven by that anxiety because we're feeling lost. If we can do things that can help us feel a little bit more confident that are longer lasting, that's ultimately the goal.
Yep. Now, many of you guys are posting for the audience of one. You know what I'm talking about. You're only posting to see if your ex sees that story. And I think they can sense those things. I think on some level, they know you deep enough. They know you well enough. They know what you post. They know how you post. They've been with you for a while. So it's going to be obvious if it's directed towards them. And you don't want to play those kind of games because that's kind of like, it's not breaking no contact, but it's kind of like making an indirect bid to them to get their attention and they can see through it. Like some of you guys never post online and you were in the relationship. I get clients that I'm like, how often have you posted before the breakup? Like once every 4 months. And now they're posting 5 times a week. It's like, it's too obvious. They know what you're doing. They know that you're looking to see if they watch. And the way you want to look at it is if you have a public account, they're allowing you to know if they watch because people could easily go to a website and watch your stories from a website. So some of you have exes watching, but they don't want you to know that they're watching.
I want to remind you that this is all passive behavior from your ex. Some of you are seeing your ex on your viewer list and are saying, okay, this is a reason to reach out. Or maybe I can start a conversation about my story that they viewed. Or, maybe this could be an in. We don't want you to view it in this light. This is a very passive behavior on this end. Some people will click the first story and just click and view everybody that pops up. So we want you to think about this being more of a passive behavior and not to confuse it with something active. We also want you to hone in on your healing here, because we know how easy it is for you all to scrutinize on the details, especially when you're more inclined towards anxiety. So think about the bigger picture here. Think about the way that you're handling this breakup as a whole, and take into consideration some of the things that we mentioned.
Sure. It's tough, and we know it's not easy, but social media can really get you stuck and spending a lot of your time. And think about it. Even if you say the time on Instagram or Facebook where you're actually looking to see if they're looking is 15 minutes a day. Well, think about all the time you're going to spend ruminating, thinking about if they looked or if they didn't look, or how many times they looked, or if they're at the top of the Instagram story again.
Yeah.
All those things. So it's going to consume you. And ultimately it doesn't matter. Either they're going to reach out or they're not going to reach out. So whether you look 100 times a day or once a week, it doesn't change if you get back together. Think about that. But when you focus on the personal growth and you're watching the videos on like the Be a Master in Relationships playlist or the Understanding Attachment Styles playlist, and you're doing the workbooks or the course, or you're in therapy and you're doing all these things, that's the stuff that really pays off at the end of this, when they either reach out or you move forward and you decide you want to explore dating other people and meeting new people.
Exactly. So in brev, there are some reasons as to why your ex might be viewing every story religiously, but in the end, you need to be able to focus on yourself and to try to work through this anxiety, because this can also be a presentation of anxiety in a breakup.
All right. Hopefully this one's been helpful to you. If you'd like to get our help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Zoom calls. Coach Victoria is also available for Zoom calls.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name on the top of the website to schedule with her. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.